President, thank you. Good to see you all. And see, this is one of the great evenings in golf to be able to come to a storied golf association like the Metropolitan Golf Association and look at this group gathered here for a lot of great reasons. This young man here, he doesn't have the energy, does he? Well, Jim Holcree is a personal friend of mine. I think he would love to have your energy next September on the East End of Long Island. I'm so excited about being here tonight to give this prestigious award, but also to congratulate my good friend Jeff Olshin. His elevation to President of the MGA, what a great honor. As John Bodenhammer told you earlier, Jeff is on our very technical World Amateur Golf Ranking Committee, and we couldn't be happier to have him. So Jeff, thank you for what you're doing for the USGA, and most importantly, what you're doing for the MGA. I said again, it's my great pleasure to be here tonight with the board, the staff, and the members of the Metropolitan Golf Association. As you know, your association was founded in 1897, just 3 years after the USGA was founded. So our associations have worked together for the game and the benefit of it, and for those who play it, for over a century. Give yourself a round of applause for that. So from all of us at the USGA, we say to the MGA, thank you for your partnership, and most importantly, thank you for your service to the game. Tonight, Missy Chris receives your highest honor, your Distinguished Service Award. I congratulate your selectors for choosing this very deserving recipient. Missy joins a list of the many wonderful recipients of this award since its inception in 1973. But she also joins an impressive group from our USGA family who have received this prestigious award, the likes of which are, listen to this lineup, Joe Dye, Shinny Alexander Fauché, PJ Boatwright, Ike Granger, Jim Hand, Ann Beard, and of course our good friend David Fay. These selections, like Missy's, accentuates again this close relationship between the MGA and USGA, and I can tell you one the USGA cherishes very much. The 2012 Distinguished Service recipient was introduced to golf when she was 5 years old. While she's had a fine playing career, her on-course successes are probably outdistanced by her vast administrative accomplishments. Notwithstanding, it is noteworthy that she won the Fishers Island Club Women's Club Championship 14 times. One match during that run that is worth remembering, sometime in the early 1990s, Missy stood on the 14th tee with her opponent, Dormy 5. She won the next 5 holes, and eventually the match and extra holes. Missy's never say die attitude has served her well in all of her life's endeavors. After an outstanding academic career at Vassar College and on to Hofstra University for an MBA, Missy started a 20-year career in teaching. It was there she witnessed the advent of the personal computer, and she realized that technology was where something was going to happen big. So she learned a new game, a game of computers, eventually starting CRISP Computing Corporation in 1983, and later owner and CFO of the Admit Company. Along the way, she raised 3 wonderful daughters, all here this evening, Wendy, Ann, and Tina. And in her spare time, away from Peter and the girls, Missy dedicated herself to a life of service. Someone wisely said that service is the rent that we pay for being. It's the very purpose of life. Well, Missy Chris paid that rent. Listen to this. She was the president and chairman of trustees at Miss Porter School for more than a decade. She was a board member of the American Junior Golf Association, treasurer of the Women's Long Island Golf Association, board member of both the Women's Metropolitan Golf Association and U.S. Senior Women's Golf Association. In 2002, Missy began her career with us at the United States Golf Association. This is where her great qualities of energy, technological acumen, and steadfast spirit really helped Missy shine. She chaired difficult committees like GIN, where that technology was drastically improved under Missy's chairmanship. And she made tough rules decisions. In fact, evolved to be a real rules of golf expert as an official at our USGA championships. And she ran championships also, including chairing the USGA Senior Amateur Championship, which my good friend Bill Katz, as the chair now, can contest. That's a monumental task, especially with that group. Missy's USGA service continued to evolve as she went on. She served on the management committee and holding officer positions of both treasurer and secretary. While she retired from the USGA in 2009, Missy has continued to do yeoman work using her great knowledge of the rules, officiating at many of our USGA championships, and also qualifying rounds here in the New York region. She accomplished all of this as a volunteer, as one of unrecognized soldiers who devote themselves into putting something back into this game. Missy's undaunted spirit, that same spirit that refused her to give up when she was 5 down with 5 to play, have served her and the game quite well. Tonight's award is given for distinguished service to golf, consistent with the valued standards and honorable traditions of the game. Distinguished service. To me, that means to serve with dedication. It means to give back with dedication. Martin Luther King said, to serve, all you need is a heart full of grace. Your recipient tonight has a lot more than just a heart full of grace. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted and honored to present the 2012 Metropolitan Golf Association Distinguished Service Award to one from your family, but also from our family. Emily R. Missy Crisp.
Giants who have preceded me. You hear me okay? Wow. What a special tribute. Thank you so much. And to everybody at the NGA who has been responsible for this, I am in awe, truly in awe. When Gene called me, whatever it was, 3-4 weeks ago, I think he probably hung up thinking, man, that woman is really blah. She didn't say anything. She really didn't even respond. Well, I didn't really respond because I really wasn't sure that he really meant what he was saying, and I really wasn't sure what it meant. So it was I apologize, Gene. I've since recognized all of what it means, and I'm truly humbled, truly in awe. But this guy, listening to him, you are the best. He should have been the final featured everything. He is really spectacular, and I think I join all of you in hoping we hear a lot more about Michael in particularly this fall, if at all possible. But just don't forget, if you happen to be 5 down with 5 to go, it isn't over. There's a lot of golf still to play. It's truly wonderful to be here tonight in front of all of you. As I say, I'm humbled by this. I'm honored by it. But I guess what really blows my mind the most is the fact that I'm being honored for doing something that I have really, really enjoyed doing. It has been a tremendous amount of fun. And life is all about having fun. And I've just enjoyed every bit of it. Now that isn't to say, a couple of Brian's in the room, when we're at a qualifier and the rain is coming down sideways and the temperature's about 52 degrees, I'm thinking, wow, that hot shower is going to feel good. But when the end of the day comes, and you put it in perspective, all the wonderful people that you've worked with, whether they be other rules officials, whether they be many of the people in this room who are the guardians of the game, whether they be the wonderful players that you run across, or our volunteers at all our various championships. It's the people that really, truly make this the wonderful experience that it is, and really make our game, I think, unique. You can't find, I don't believe, another sport that measures up to golf for many of these qualities and characteristics. So as I say, I've just had a wonderful time doing it, but what makes it fun is the people, and I think back to the people who have really been mentors for me. And there are a number of them. There are several of them that really were important. Bill Campbell, certainly just an icon in golf and a terribly important person in my life with respect to my relationship with the USGA. But there was somebody else who really entered my life shortly after Peter and I were married. We built a house in Mill Neck as newlyweds, and this then older couple built a house across the creek from us. And he and his wife were very, very good friends of Peter's parents. And as a result, we had a few Thanksgivings together when our girls were very little, and he was very important in our church, and he was just a real icon, a man of tremendous integrity, and a man that you just couldn't not admire and look up to. And I just looked at him and thought about him over and over again and what he did as I continued on in my sort of dabbling in the game. I would always look back at this gentleman and think about him. And it just, tonight, to be standing here in front of you 38 years after he received this award, i.e. Joe Dye, just almost gives me shivers. I mean, to even think that I am in the same category with Joe Dye getting this Distinguished Service Award for the Met is quite incredible. So I thank you all for this wonderful honor. I particularly thank my family who have come this evening, the 3 girls, as Tom said, daughters. 2 of my 3 son-in-laws are here, and one of my 9 grandchildren, my namesake Emily, is with us. Appreciate that very, very much. But it really, so many of you who I have worked with, been with, shared stories with, shared time out there on the course with, to have all of you here tonight just means a tremendous amount. And I thank you all very, very much for that. And I particularly thank everybody at the USGA that's made this possible. It's been a wonderful ride for me, and I hope I can continue to give back for as long as I can walk and talk, I guess. But thank you.
Missy, we need you to stay here with me for a minute. We have a very special presentation from a very special guy. Many of you know Paul Dillon is a fantastic artist, and Paul's done a picture of Missy.
I forgot one thing I truly meant to say in thanking everybody. The most important person I wanted to thank, and I just forgot, was my fabulous husband, who has been incredibly long-suffering. He's here tonight. My husband, Peter, he has put up with an awful lot of my wanderings and travelings around the world, nights away from home, no dinners cooked for him, and throughout all of that, he has been unbelievably supportive, and in many cases urged me to do even more than I have done. So Peter, thank you.